Well. Hello, my friends, YouTube and friends. What's going on? Got a selection of drinks over here today, sitting in the middle of my table. Yes, this table is kind of see-through, so when the sound hits it, it kind of gets diffused into the room. Welcome, hello, there's where I put all of the swords and the decor in my system. I've had someone ask me if they rattle. No, they don't. I know they don't do anything for diffusion, so that's not really what they're for. They're for a completely different purpose. And if you don't know why I have them, then please watch one of my previous videos and you will understand why I have them in my room. Okay, where do I start today? Got some calm jazz in the background. I am officially in the middle of my day shift first week, so I am excited about that. Axpona news is starting to come out everywhere. Reports, photos, shared reels, some live videos. I did one on Tuesday. It's a lot of fun. A lot of my friends have very, very positive news about it and lots of good things to say and not really any negative reviews. Not to make a joke about that, but not very many negative reviews except for I would say that there's a number of people who didn't really think the $4 million horn, like multiple horn system that was displayed in Munich, same system, different color, probably the same brand, that was a little underwhelming from what I heard. Now, to be honest with you, I am not going to say what I liked or didn't like about the show because I have a little bit of a growing conflict with the idea of reviewing versus reporting. I'm not going to get into it today. You guys can get into it in the comments. Please, in the comments, tell me what you think the difference between a review is and what a report is. Okay? Review, which is what a lot of people online and YouTube and magazines and whatever seem to do. They review things. And they give you all the information that they give. And then there's also the idea of reporting. And then they give you the information and words that they do. I would love for my community here to tell me in the comments what you think the difference between reviewing and reporting is. Okay? It'll go into another topic, and whatever you have to say, I might screen cap or play in another video. So please tell your friends, share this video with them, and get them to comment below and tell me what is the difference between a review and a report. Okay? Cool. All right. Yes, Axpona was fun. It was a lot of work. I didn't do nearly as many videos as I hoped to do. I have a number of clips that are slowly starting to trickle out, some sound demos, which are completely demonetized. Instagram reels, that's also been fun. I've got a couple of those going out. The photo scroll and wrap up that I did the other day with my buddy Jay from Jay-Ziagi and Technodad from Technodad on YouTube. My buddy Rich Zidell from Zidell Marketing, and last but certainly not least, probably the prettiest face out of all of them, Rachel from Geshelli Labs joined us. So we were all at Axpona. All of us had a different perspective and experience of the show. Rich and Rachel were both two almost same sounding names. Interesting. Two of them were presenting rooms at Axpona. Rich was managing for MoFi rooms, and Rachel obviously with Geshelli Labs. They had 3 rooms up on floor 12. I have some photos of those rooms. Not very many photos, mind you. Now, I don't mean to lessen their impact, and I love the Geshelli Labs people. All of the staff that works there. I had a great conversation with Amanda, and I always love seeing Gino and Sherry. The whole family, really. I love them all. They're great people. And because I had seen them in Florida recently, Axpona was kind of a repeat. Not really. They had new amps. I love the new acrylic amps. Essentially, it's a preamp with an acrylic cabinet or a chassis, as well as 2 monoblocks with acrylic chassis. Amazing stuff. It's essentially 300 watt monoblocks with like the Zuffa type preamp front end, amazing. Gino's going to have to tell you all about that because I don't know the specs, but definitely something to look out for. Look out for the Geshelli Lab stuff. So it was amazing to have Rachel there to walk us through the rooms and talk about the show. But because Rich and Rachel were managing rooms, they didn't quite get to walk around like Jay and I did. Although Jay himself was also extremely busy, and this year I was out there helping him film rooms, get video content, photos, post like very specific type stuff. Professional, you can see his videos on his channel and see how much work goes into creating those videos at that level of quality. And it's not like too many other people out there, honestly. I think Jay has one of the more professional looking videos and video content and editing, and there's so much work that goes into getting his videos to look like that. I mean, we ran into Big Jay at Jay's Audio Lab, and he was like, "You don't edit your own videos, do you? Come on." And Jay's like, "Yes, I do." And it's true. He typically shoots, captures, edits, and color corrects and syncs and everything professional studios would do on his own, and has for I guess a while, but this year and maybe a couple of other years, I can't speak to not having any help, but he edits them himself. So even Big J was like, "Oh my God, that's, no way." He couldn't believe it. But of course, if you compare the videos out there of show content, it's not hard to see that there's a lot of work put into Jay's videos. And I mean, Technodad as well, he's gone out and done a number of different interviews and show coverages, and it's a truly prolific creator, is out there doing reviews and reports. And I just stumbled in. I want to say those words interchangeably. Anyhow, yes, Technodad has been a really cool friend for a number of years. I finally got to meet him in person. A couple of those videos are posted online. Check out the Griffin audio video. You'll see that I ran into Technodad there and had a couple of jokes. He's such a fun guy. So to have them on live and talk about the Axpona show for so long gave us the opportunity to share our thoughts on new products around the show itself, a couple of different PSAs from me. Because if you don't know, the Psy part of my name, like PSY in the front, like the beginning of psychology and psychoanalysis and psychoacoustics, and Psy as in psyche, as in mind, I do the mindful thing. I say the things that are encouraging. I say the things that are critical thinking. I nitpick. I philosophize. I ask perspectives. I play the devil's advocate. I do get under people's skin. But you know what? Nothing grows in the comfort zone. If all you do is spend your life protecting where you feel best, you're likely pretty ignorant of something, as we all are. The greatest mind and thinker of our time, 2,500, if not more years ago now, Socrates, is the one that basically said, "The more I know, the more I realize I know nothing." The wisest people are the ones who are humble in their knowledge and realize that they have a lot to learn. And learning sometimes is awkward and cumbersome. So I do that. I press. I have a degree in philosophy. That's where I come from. That's my background. So now you know why it's Psyphonics. Phonics is sound. Psychology and sound. Okay, cool? We good? Say it with me. Psyphonics. And it's onyx because of what? What would the onyx be? There's another question from my chat. 9 minutes in. Whoever answers this one, I know you're actually watching. What is the onyx part and the end of Psyphonics? And why am I spelling phonics with the onyx at the end? Think about it. Think about it. I'll let you ponder that one. So anyways, yes, it was a great live. I appreciate their company. It's nice to have friends around for an hour to talk about audio, and it's really a privilege to be in this space and have friends that do know so much. I mean, Rich is a brand manager or a brand representative, or he said it in the video, so I don't want to speak for him, but associated with head of marketing for MoFi in Canada, I believe. And it's nice to have that perspective. I mean, Jay as well and Technodad as well. They're very prolific creators. They know all about the editing game, the photo capture, the room and interviews, the being able to get in and out of rooms often inside of shows and speak to content. They've both reviewed a ton of equipment. So to have their perspective was valuable at a show. And Rachel, of course, being in the manufacturing side for a brand and has her whole family behind her, speaking to setting up the show, making sure things go right, designing each of the rooms. She has her own YouTube channel now, so please go check that out, Rachel Gashelli. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I find that I'm so grateful that I have friends in these different spaces that can share what they think about the whole business, the whole industry, what happened at the shows, what they like, what they didn't like. Not so much what they didn't like, but we'll get into that in a different video. It was so cool. So I apologize to guests in my audience why I didn't have like a full walkthrough. I didn't have a whole lot of videos, not so many interviews, not like Montreal Audio Fest. Now Montreal, I stayed in the hotel. I was sort of not tasked to do so many things. Like this weekend for Axpona, Jay and I teamed up where he had me helping him out with some of the videos and the content, and you'll see a lot of that work soon enough. So it was a little bit different. I felt more obligated, more under like working conditions, where Montreal I was sort of free to roam around and decide where I wanted to be and see as many rooms as I wanted without a timeline, and Axpona didn't award me that state. So, I mean, if anybody got missed, then I apologize, but you need to book me ahead of time. Make a plan. Contact me via either YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, or reach out to me via email and get my attention as a company or a brand if you want media stuff or if you want to purchase the photos instead of brands like ELAC and Rido stealing my photos and using them without the watermark, even though I message them and say, hey, here's an edit. You guys are terrible. You have a giant budget with people that work media, specifically in all of the different platforms. How could you take a photo from somewhere and not credit where you got it from? The minimum amount of effort to respect and show some integrity. ELAC from Florida and Rido from Axpona. Now, I don't have a problem calling them out because it was my material, in some sense or another, that they took blatantly, and somebody in their marketing team knows what they did, because it's not like they're doing it unconsciously, unless it's AI, and then in which case they're being lazy and using AI to skim and scavenge for materials. You guys are terrible. Stop that shit. My friends saw it anyways. So don't. You just make yourself look like you're not capable of doing your own work. Huh? What? You mean to tell me brands that sell hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars a year can't do their own work? Wow. Amazing. Why are you charging so much for your speakers then? Look, I'm a fair player. I took the photos, I hand them out. I am very easy to reach. All you guys got to do is ask me ahead of time. Just send a message. Say, hey, can I get some of your work? Like, Acora Acoustics asked permission. A lot of the Borson Acoustics and Audio Group Denmark guys ask permission. They share with credit. They put my name on things. Stark Sound is another great interview that happened, and amazing guy that we met this weekend. And by all means, ask for the photos. I am totally cool with that. As long as you're asking and tagging, go for it. Leave my name in it. You didn't do the work. You don't get the credit from the work, period. That's the way it works. Why the music industry, and maybe this video is going to get copyright blocked because of this music in the background. I don't get paid to do this stuff and say this stuff to entertain you guys if this music is in the background, Like that's the sacrifice we're making doing this work. So the least you could do, put my name in the posts. Stop stealing shit. Don't be I'm going to start to use some aggressive words if I start to get in it, but don't. Just don't. Be professional. Stand up and stand on your own and show some honor and respect for your fellow peers. This world in HiFi isn't big enough for you to get away with it, so don't even try. Just ask for it. I'll give it to you if you ask. At least show that much respect. Cool? And anybody else there watching this video now are almost at 15 minutes. Tell me what you think in the comments of companies that just take and reuse stuff without asking. I mean, I even saw on Andrew Robinson's channel recently that some AI generated whatever's skimming content and reposting it and actually getting paid for his content. I mean, last week I read that Jay Ziagi's channel got material stolen by some channel in India, and it was a full-on copyright takedown that YouTube got behind and took the material down. Like, seriously, there's people out there in these channels and they're just using each other's material without giving any credit, without asking, without doing their own hard work, and they're making money for nothing. That's not fair. That's absolutely gross. But this is the world we live in digital media, where these lazy sons of can get away with it. And I'm telling you right now, as my friends, my subscribers, followers, and future community members, like, look, I'm looking out for your best interest. I don't want to feed you bullshit and lie. So you should also be as advocating for the same integrity and respect and show of professionalism in every other channel. Don't let them get away with it. Put them on blast, share their content, put their names in the media, show them for the kinds of scavengers that they are. Don't let them get away with it. The same way we don't allow abusers and bullies in school and everywhere else in the world. Anybody who's a criminal gets their name plastered everywhere. You point at them in the corner and say, you've been bad. So I'm advocating for that. PSA. Don't let these media companies and these brands and people get away with being scavengers. We don't need that. There's people working really, really hard out here, and they deserve to have their credit. Seriously. So respect to all the people doing the hard work and all of my friends that show up and support me when I'm doing my hard work. HiFi Turtle on Instagram, let me know about the photo from Rido. Thank you. HiFi Turtle, subscribe to him on both Instagram and YouTube. He's the one that showed me, like, hey, they cropped your name out twice. I looked on the channel on Instagram and they did it twice. And I was in the room with their reps. One of them from a different company reached out from Via Blue Cables, who was representing in that room. They reached out and said, I'm sorry that happened. And you know what? I benefit of the doubt. Instagram's got a really weird sort of, you can't post anything really tall because it crops it out into 5'4" or 5'3" or whatever the ratio is. So yes, it was missing. But I mean, if you saw it blocked out and you could read the words, I mean, I know they're in Denmark, but come on. Don't be that obvious. And ELAC, oh my God, ELAC from Florida Audio Fest took a photo from a webpage where I sold my materials to and put another magazine's quote over the top of it. I have the screen captures. They were forced to take it down because it was published to a website. That's copyright violation. You know what I mean? And these are professional brands that we know of that are just doing very, very shitty media work. You know, I don't believe they're that cheap. I can't believe they're that lazy. So anyways, as an advocate to stand up for people, I'm saying, don't let lazy people and lazy marketing get away with this. Call them out. You don't have to be mad. I mean, I'm upset in a way, but you don't have to be. Don't be mad on my part or because of me. But say, hey, you know, that's somebody else's material, and then notify the owner if you know them. It's in our best interest to have creators represented, right? If you have lazy people doing lazy work, then all you're going to get is lazy content, and you're never going to have them being honest, because let's face it, if they can't do their own work, they can't think for themselves. And I don't trust anybody who can't think for themselves. Honestly. Yes, hit him with the closing lines. All right. Thank you very much for this almost 20-minute video. Hopefully it's not copyrighted, but whatever. Even if it is, leave me a like, a thumbs up, a comment, share one of my other videos, because if I get demonetized, then all of this is for nothing. But I did it for you, which is really why I'm here. So the rest of it's just to help the channel. If I get more help in the channel, that means I can review or have in more product. If I have in more product, I can tell you what I think. You know how success works. It's built upon one brick at a time. And I thank you for being here. So I'm going to have one of these two drinks or both at the same time, double-fisted style. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Cool? All right, join us next time, folks. Yeah. Poof.